I have a bit of a mixed history with this locomotive. You see, I had a Broadway Limited Paragon 3 SD70ACe. I say had, I still have it. And it was not a good runner. Eventually, I did get it running well, but it was really frustrating and it took some work. Then I got the Stealth SD70ACe, which is their DCC ready version from Broadway Limited, and it is fantastic. I love that locomotive. They adjusted a lot of things with the construction when I looked at it, and this was mainly with the way the power pickups work, which was a lot of my issue, and it worked great. But this is my first Paragon 4 SD70ACe. It's the Norfolk Southern Delaware and Hudson Heritage paint scheme, and we're going to look at it, look at the detail, open it up, and see how well it does when it runs on my layout. Let's get to it. This is Coffee and Trains. If you want to tell me what kind of coffee you are drinking and be featured just like these guys right here, you can do that in the comments below. And who knows, you might see your name pop up on an episode of Coffee and Trains. Also, this episode is brought to you with support from trains.com. You can use the promo code JimmyDIY to get $10 off your order of $50 or more. Link in the description. Cheers. The EMD SD70ACe was first rolled out in 2004 and was designed to comply with new emissions standards. There are several iterations of the SD70ACe, and versions can be found all over North America, as well as Brazil, Australia, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and several other nations. It is easily one of the most recognizable modern locomotives. Now, let's take a look at the model. Looking at this locomotive on my rolling road, it does look fantastic. This is a great paint scheme. It came out really, really well on the actual prototype, and you can see that there's a lot of crisp paint lines and all sorts of little molded on details that really pop out. You can especially see this when you get to where the power plant is in the engine. And you can also see that a lot of the high detail parts do come out very crisp. The locomotive rolls very smooth. Keep in mind this is flat out on a rolling road and there's barely any movement. And also the only thing that initially set me off was I didn't love the details on top of the cab, but when I looked at a picture of the prototype, it matched it pretty well. I also love the separately applied details such as the grab irons and things like that. Those are separately applied. And I also see painted tips on the brake hoses, which is a good sign for high detail for me. The windshield wipers are molded on, which is totally fine, but they are painted, which is good, and the motor mounts on the body, which are two separate pieces, do match where the wipers are on the windows. Now here's the part where we're going to peek under the hood. Now, just to be clear, if you have a Paragon 4 locomotive, you probably won't ever need to do this, but I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what's under the hood on these things. Now, they're pretty well hardwired, so you have to be a lot more careful opening up one of these versus, say, just your standard DCC and sound locomotive. But let's go ahead and open it up. We're actually going to start with the speaker cavity. And you can actually see that the speaker is pretty much blocked into the fuel tank because there's actually the bottom of the motor right there. So we're going to go ahead and reattach that. And now we're going to take off the couplers. One thing is these screws are very small, so I like to bring in a set of tweezers. And then I put them in a magnetic tray so I don't lose them. And we can remove the coupler. Now this next part we have to do very delicately. This is about as close to a jump scare you're going to get on a model railroading video. Well, I was trying to be delicate. So here's the inside of a Broadway Limited Paragon 4 SD70ACe. Let's take a look at what we got in here. So first of all, we have the Paragon 4 decoder. You have your little reset button right there. Then you have a couple of connectors right here. Everything's fairly nicely put together. And then we have wires. We have some feeder wires going down to the track pickups. And then we also have wires going to the LEDs right here. So it looks like our feeders are
black for right, gray for left right there. And then we have red and brown for the, it looks like red's going to be a common. So I've got red and brown. And then red and green over here. And then I also have another black. So black might actually be the common one there. And then brown is the common one over here. We've also got yellow up here. And then if we look right here, we have the ditch light LEDs. We have the LEDs for the headlights and probably the cab light. And then on the back, we just have an LED for the rear light. No LEDs for the rear ditch lights. I can barely tell. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this with this camera. But I can see right now that the wire, this actually probably demonstrates it better. The wire is attached directly to the truck. You can see it moving when I move the truck.
Because it's a sound engine, let's see how it sounds. This is the spectrum analysis of what we have. Most frequencies fall between 600 Hertz and 5 kilohertz. This is the human vocal range. We can see that bass frequencies and higher end frequencies remain constant, which makes sense given the size of the speaker in scale, but it's why sounds may not sound quite as crisp as they do in HO scale locomotives. Now it's time for the James Wright force test, and for the pulling portion of the test, it took a little bit to get ramped up to it, but it eventually hit 0.169 newtons or 0.038 pounds of force. Now for the shoving test, it went a little bit lower on the force applied to 0.158 newtons or 0.035 pounds. And on the new Locomotive Force Top 10, that puts this locomotive firmly in number 1 of the ones we've tested. Okay, now we're going to see how well it does on my layout. I'm going to hook it up to a cold drag and give it a run. Whatever was wrong with the Paragon 3s seems to be completely solved, and I am glad that Broadway Limited has ironed out these issues. Now, if you want to see my entire review of the stealth version, you can check that out right here. I talk about a lot of the same things. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.